A video of a Russian offensive came out with an unusual looking tank, which made many believe that Russians are now actually using T-10 heavy tanks on the front line. Is it actually a T-10? Some people have made an argument that the hull armor appears to have a famous wedge-style armor that T-10 has, as well as a weirdly round-looking turret, which could very well suggest that it is a T-10, but there are some obvious signs that it isn't. What appears as the wedge armor is just an artifact produced by the poor quality of the video. The headlights are also in the wrong position. On T-10 they are much closer to the turret on the upper front plate, while they sit pretty low on this tank. Then, when the tank drives over the mines a second time, we can get a glimpse at the main gun, and there is no muzzle brake on the gun, something that should be really noticeable if it was a T-10 tank. But the biggest giveaway is the length and the position of the turret. When the tank turns its side and the back towards the camera, we can clearly see that the length of the hull behind the turret is kinda short, and that the turret is pretty much in the center of the hull. T-10 has a turret placed much more forward, and when looked from the back and the side, the hull length behind the turret is relatively big compared to other tanks, and would be extremely noticeable if it was actually a T-10 tank. And not to mention the speed. T-10 was a heavy tank that wasn't really mobile, and this tank is pretty much zooming down the road, something that T-10 wouldn't be able to achieve. So what tank is it? Well, it is most likely a T-80 tank. I say this because the tank has an exhaust at the back, and the big portion of the engine deck is a flat plate, just like on a T-80 tank. So it can't be a T-72, nor T-62, nor T-55, or a T-10, because all of those have exhausts on the sides of the hull, which is not the case for this tank. Which exact model of T-80 is it? Well, I don't know. It appears to be one of the early models. It could even be a T-64, captured or whatever, since T-64 also has a rear exhaust and a flat part of the engine deck, but it is extremely hard to tell due to the quality. That would be all. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.